Hi everyone, my name is Kelsey and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is on a very interesting topic, and I wasn't originally going to make a video on this because I've seen a lot of these and I'm just like, what the heck is going on with people these days? And I didn't want to glorify it, but I also wanted to raise awareness about it. But I'd also just kind of was like going back and forth like does she deserve attention? Like, no, but okay, so long story short, this video, I don't know how long it's gonna be and I'm probably gonna ramble a lot, but anyways, this video is about it happened about 2 weeks ago, and yeah, I'm just gonna tell you a quick story about how a lady locked her dogs in the car. Alright, so the first thing I want to put out there is that I work at a mall, and you know, I have so many crazy stories, like insane that you would never think would happen, but it does, those kind of stories. So this didn't really surprise me, but we don't live in a big city around here, or I don't. It's not a huge place, and the mall is very busy, but it's not like overwhelmingly busy. So just wanted to put that out there. But this story starts out, my shift ended at 3. So as you do, you clock out and you go to your car at, you know, 3:05, 3:10, you know, however long it takes you to get out of the mall or whatever. So it was around 3:05. It was about 85 degrees outside. So not very, very hot, but it's a nice warm summer sunny day, so it was hot out. It wasn't humid, there was a bit of a breeze, but again, it was about 85 degrees outside, so keep that in mind as I'm telling this. So as I go out to my car, I hear like a yelp and a cry, and I'm just kind of like, what was that? Like, what? And I turn to my sister and I go, did you hear that? She goes, yeah, did something cry? I was like, that's weird, but we kept walking, and I'm like, okay. And then it happened again, and I heard a bark, and I'm like, I swear to God, if somebody has dogs in a car, like, I will be so pissed, like, unbelievably pissed. And so I was just like, that's not happening. So I walk over to where I heard it, and I'm just like, I don't see anything. And all of a sudden I hear a cry, and I go over to this gray Jeep, and I do have pictures. I will be showing pictures to you guys, so don't worry about that. It is a grayish silver Jeep, and it's pretty big. And I looked inside, and all of a sudden I see a head pop up, and then a minute later another head pops up, and I'm like, oh my God, there's 2 dogs in this car. Where is the owner? I'm looking around thinking maybe she just went to get a shopping cart or grab something really quick or get something out of another car. Who knows? Like, I don't judge, okay? I don't judge. But so I'm looking around, and it's about 5 minutes later, and I realize, okay, this owner is not here, and she left her dogs in a car when it's 85 degrees outside, and that means that it's probably over 90 degrees in that car to 100 degrees in that car, because when you are sitting in the sun, obviously it's cooking it, and it's hotter in the vehicle rather than when the dog's not being in the vehicle. Okay, so the first thing that we do is call mall security, and a few of my coworkers actually stopped by, and they're like, oh my God, that's so horrible. Like, who leaves a dog in a car, let alone 2 dogs in a car? Like, this is ridiculous. So we call mall security. He comes over there. He is the nicest man ever. He feels so bad for the dogs, but he's out of jurisdiction and he can't do much. And he goes, okay, we're just gonna have to call the regular police because, you know, I'm out of my jurisdiction. I can't really unlock the car door or anything like that. I'm sorry. And I'm just like, no, that's okay. Like, but would you mind staying for a little bit? He's like, no, of course not. We're gonna get this resolved. I'm like, thank you so much. Like, this guy was amazing. So shout out to him. But okay, so here are a few pictures, and I hope my ring light is not going to do anything. But here is one of the dogs, and then here he is. This one was barking because it was very scared, and then there's another dog, and I got an actual, here's the car, a gray silver Jeep, and I have a really good picture, here we go, of the 2 dogs. So this one was very scared, barking his head off, like, at all of us. He wasn't really aggressive or anything like that. He was just very scared, barking. This one, as you can see, the tongue is out. I have a few more pictures of there being actual saliva running off of him, so basically dog sweat. And this one was not doing good. It was sitting in the seat going like dying, and I'm like, oh my God, like, where is this lady or man who has locked their dogs in a car such a hot day. So anyways, those are some of the pictures, and then I just have a few more of the car. I have the license plate number and everything like that, and the windows, by the way, were cracked about 1 inch to 2 inches. So yeah, still not very much of a breeze going in that car at all. So we called the cops, and literally it takes, I'm not even joking, like 25 minutes for them to show up. If those dogs were really, like, they were not in distress of like passing out or anything like that, but you could tell that they were obviously disturbed, and you know, they needed water, they needed to get out of the freaking car, that's what they needed. But the cop clearly didn't care. He took 25 minutes. They were not busy because we called them like 3 times. They're like, oh, we've already sent them, they've been out for a while. And I'm just like, and where the heck are they? Because the police station is not far from here. Anyways, but this guy shows up, the cop shows up, and he has the worst attitude ever. Could give a rat's butt about it, like literally, like does not give a crap about it at all. And clearly he doesn't have animals or doesn't care about animals, I don't know. But long story short, we called the cops, and he finally showed up 25 minutes after we called the first time, and he's no help. And he's like, and I said, can you run the plates, like the license plates, and maybe find out who it is? We've done mall announcements to see if we could get the person to come out to their car, like overhead, so that they could hear it all. No luck about that. And he's just kind of standing there like, no. I'm like, can you open the door? Can we get a locksmith to open the door, like something, because they need to come out. The one wiener dog that I showed you, not the one that was barking so much, but the other one, you could tell that he was not doing good. He was laying in the seat. He has sweat coming off of him. He's just laying there kind of like, oh my God, like I'm so hot, which I would be too. So one of my coworkers went inside and grabbed some ice chips and things like that. And through the crack, we were trying to fit him in, and eventually we got a couple in, and he would eat it immediately. He was so freaking hot. And I'm just like thinking, I'm like, the cop's not doing anything. And in the, I live in Indiana, for those of you who don't know, the state of Indiana, you are allowed to break window, door, whatever you have to do to save a human or an animal. But I did not want to break it unless I really had to. So if the dogs were like dying and you could see them passing out and you could see them not, you know, like doing really bad things like that, I would have broke it. Just wanted to put that out there. I would have took a tree branch and smashed it. So just want to put that out there. About 10 minutes after the cop shows up, and he's being a complete and utter, I don't even have a word to describe him, to be honest. He's just so freaking rude. He doesn't do anything. First of all, doesn't run the plates, doesn't help us. He just stands there like, eh. And I'm just like, we called you to help us and you're not helping us at all. Like, what is this? Like, we need the dogs out of the car. But anyways, so 10 minutes after the cop shows up, we see this lady running towards us, like flailing her arms up like, oh my God. And we know it's her car. And so she runs up and she's like, oh my God, are my dogs okay? And I'm just looking at her like in disbelief, like, what do you mean are your dogs okay? You left them in there for God knows how long, because at this point, as soon as she showed up, it had been at least an hour, give or take, 45 minutes to an hour after, because I got off at 3, so around 3:05 I went to my car. You know, it took 25 minutes for the cops showed up, 10 minutes after that, more time after that, so she finally goes up. So yeah, it was probably around an hour. And actually, my coworker leaves at 2 every day and parks in that spot, so she could have been there since 2. I don't know that for sure, but it was for sure at least an hour. And she was like, oh my God, like pretending to care. And I'm like, honey, if you cared about your dogs, you would have left them at home. Are you serious? Like, what? I couldn't believe this was happening. So I started like saying to her, you can't do that. Like your dogs are like in trouble. Like you unlock the door. Because at first she was arguing with me and I'm like, hun, unlock the door. And as soon as she unlocked it, I had water ready for it and the little one started to drink it. And I'm like, he's thirsty. Like, and she told me to get away from her. And I'm just like, honey, I'm not trying to get near you or your personal space. I wanted to help your dog. I'm like, if you don't want me to help your dog, that's fine. Here, take the water and give it to him then. Like, I don't have to do it. And she was like, she's fine. You're taking this out of proportion. And the cop started to look at me like I was crazy. And I'm like, I'm not the one who locked my dogs in the car for an hour. What? So at this point, the situation has heated up definitely. And one of my other coworkers who works from the salon got so mad at her and started like going off. And the cop was like, you need to go to your car. I do not want a public disturbance. And looked directly at me. And I was like, I haven't done anything but try to get these dogs some justice. And then you're gonna be mad at me? that's not how it's gonna work. No. So he tells me to go back to my car too because I'm talking to this lady. Now mind you, this is the voice that I'm using. Ma'am, it is not okay to lock your dogs in the car. You know, they could overheat, they could do this, they could die from it. You know, if you're gonna do that, like, you need to leave them at home, like all this kind of stuff. And that's the tone of voice that I'm using like right now. And he was like, no, we're not gonna do this. We're not gonna have a public disturbance. I'm not gonna have a fight out here. You need to go back to your car. And my sister goes off on this lady. She's like, oh my God, I can't believe you would do that. You're a disgusting human being, blah, blah, blah. And the cops like literally ready to arrest me and my sister for just telling her that you can't leave your dogs in the car. And the guy got thrown away to his car. And the cop was like, you need to go. You need to go right now. The dogs are fine. And I was like, you know what? No. So I snapped a picture of the dogs, which, as I showed you, I snapped a picture of the license plate, and I called it into the Humane Society. I'm like, hey, I have an issue. I need somebody sent out there immediately. I have the license plates, I have pictures. What else do you need? Like, I can get everything you need. And so I sent that in, and so did my sister, and so did a couple more coworkers, and we were gonna get these dogs taken care of because that is just horrible. But yeah, that is my story about you know, how a lady locked her dogs in the car, and then apparently the cop thought that I was gonna fight her or something, which I wouldn't do, so I was like, what? But yeah, he started like going at me and stuff, and then sent me to my car, and then sent my sister her car, and we were just stunned, literally stunned. Like, who in their right mind locks their dogs in the car? And if you don't know the dangers of locking your animals in the car, gladly Google search it and see what happens. Google search that, because literally, like, idiots, that's all I can say. But thank you for watching my video. Again, this video is to raise awareness, and yeah, thank you for watching. Yeah, I don't even know what else to say.